Hello, everybody. Map number 2 going underway now. Endpoint at a 1-map disadvantage coming on to Coastal, which is also the map pick of DEMISE. Already we're seeing some movement towards the B site. The Axis are going aggressive there. They've got a 3-man stack. Strove and Dins on the Allied side, attempting to poke out something. Looking for any aggression there, as Blues and Nielsk are over on A. They're going to attempt to fake it out a little bit, by the looks of things, because the bomb's still going to be sitting on B. And now Samuel O'Neill's actually backing off towards the B site. Blues is sitting up nice and comfortably right underneath the site.
Indeed. Supreme in a good position with his shotgun, though. Waiting for Blues to try and close in the distance if he wishes to do so. Blues, of course, he himself is being patient, but there's not a lot of time left. We can see the attack is going to come in towards this B bomb site. Dins finds himself the opening kill, but Sus ready to trade it back alongside the leader. And after the initial exchanges do come in, it ends up in a 2-on-2. That allows for the bomb, of course, to be planted now. As it's going to have to be a rotate from the leader and Supreme coming in to try and go for this retake. Lots of kinds being retrieved for DEMISE and plenty of time for them to go ahead and position themselves strongly to try and hold this one down. See Dins making his way up into the house so we can try and play from the window. And Samuel G, he's over in the back of the site. As the leader and Supreme are going to look to try and group up and come in together on this one, ensure they can find the trades. And is that going to happen? That's the question. Eventually, the leader is indeed going to be allowed to find one. But Dins is also gone ahead and repositioned again, looking to try and play time on the bomb. The leader going to have a very difficult task, but he may just try and stick this defuse immediately. Dins, is he going to peek around the leader, just going for the defuse? He may be able to find it, but it stopped at the last second. Good work by Dins, but that was way too close for comfort.
Oh, for sure. That was literally less than a second left on that defuse. I think if he'd have been actually looking towards the truck, his feet would have been safe. Of course, he didn't want to extend them so it was visible to the halls either. But playing that mid-ground, I think you should probably just stick on one or the other. You're either exposed to the halls or the truck. You don't want to be a little bit of both. And now with the 1-0 lead, DEMISE are going to be on a pretty good buy. The Allies, they do well if they win round number 1. We already see a Tommy gun coming in, and they could have 3 more. But they decided to stick with the carbines into this. They want to give the Axis a fair chance. With a couple of popcorn rifles actually in play, with only Sus to be rocking the Gewehr as Dins takes Supreme out. Niels finds one with the Tommy, but he's taken down. And that's a weapon picked up for the Axis that they're going to be very thankful for. And they're at a 2-man disadvantage, though, so they might not be able to get up to all too much in the process. Indeed, not able to get up to all too much. Those popcorn guns, not the best.
Yeah, quick 2-0 start for DEMISE already. We finally see the team who claims that first round go ahead and chain up together. The buy now, it is indeed going to be coming out for Endpoint. As we can see, it's pretty solid. 3 MP40s, shotgun for Sus, and J Mooney straight onto the SDG. No Kar 98, sadly. We all know you love to see a nice Kar 98 being pulled out, but not as of yet. SDG also a very capable weapon, and the SMGs are going to look to try and get aggressive early on. Sadly, Blues with an SMG of his own is going to be waiting for that aggression, and he is allowed to go ahead and open it up. And as we see, Niels going to be able to take down the leader also as he creeps his way up through coast. So a 4-on-3, make that a 4-on-1 suddenly. As now it's all down to Fancy. Spots out the first player, not going to take the shots as of yet. Taking his time to see if he can maybe get an opportunity for a couple of kills at once. Sadly, as he finds the first, now the bomb is just going to be backtracked over to the A bomb site rather. And that should mean a pretty easy round for DEMISE from this point forward. And that can be done by Fancy, a save, something that he probably is contemplating.
Yeah, there's absolutely no point in going for this. You're in a 1v3. You've got an MP40. That's 3 tokens sitting on you plus a 4th, because he has, of course, got the smoke as well. So no point in just throwing those away. Especially with Endpoint's economy being so low right now. It's going to be a long round, as nobody's really hunting him down. He's just going to have to sit there and save those weapons. We can see over on the site, DEMISE are picking up a couple of coins. Look at their economy right now. It's so heavily stacked, and with the bomb plant coming in every round, that's just a free 1 token for every player that, of course, the Axis don't get unless they can get the defuse in. And the weapons saved over as well. Every player has got dual purpose weapons. We see the SMGs for close range, with Blues rocking the STG for that longer battle, and Nielsen Samuel rocking the carbines. Like you were saying in the previous round, no Kar 98Ks to come out just yet, but you wouldn't really risk it this early on. You just want to let your tokens build up. You invest that heavily into a rifle, and it gets taken off you, then you've just single-handedly boosted the other team's economy beyond what they could have hoped for in the next 2 rounds or so. And giving them a weapon that you definitely don't want to give away. It's kind of like buying an auto sniper in CS. It's just this early on anyways. It's just a waste of money and a big risk for what you're going to take off them. I mean, look at the Axis economy, or look at the Allied economy right now. They're rocking really cheap weapons. The Axis, they're able to spread Gewehrs across most of their players rather than a single rifle on one player, you know?
Yeah, exactly. Good work by Endpoint into this round. Actually been very successful so far. I think yet to lose a single player, rather, and they have been able to claim the lives of 3. Strove eventually gets 1, as does Blues. Okay, this is suddenly actually being pulled back. Only a man advantage now for Endpoint to work with, and this could be pretty risky. Blues going to be pushing down into the house, but sadly loses his teammate in the process, so now he's left all alone. They know roughly of his position. Spotted ahead of the leader, I believe. Gets the pre-fire in. Will he be cautious of Fancy, who's pushed around onto Coast already? Blues goes for the reload, comes around, and will be taken down. As we see Endpoint get themselves onto the board.
Yeah, well, better late than never. There's only 3 rounds ranked up for the Allies, so still plenty of time for Endpoint to come back into it. Now they've got the weapons in the upper hand. Well, that is until the Allies decide to dig into their pockets and pull out some coins. I'm going to see an M1 Grand, 2 carbines, and 2 Tommies on display. That's a hefty buy, and it puts DEMISE back a little bit. Nades coming in at the start. I mean, they have got enough tokens saved over, 9 in total, that they'll be able to get a buy in the next round on the DEMISE side if they need to. But they're going to be hoping to not lose all too many weapons this early on. If they can claim this 4-1, they'll break the economy of Endpoint for sure. Take away that loss bonus. Well, it's already been taken away, but put them on the back foot. No round win. You get, of course, those 2 tokens for winning the round per player. That'll be robbed from them. Oh, DEMISE taking things slow, and even slower now that Niels has fallen. Sus comes in with a nice shot onto him with the Gewehr. And now they're just going to be playing passive over towards the back of the market. Sus goes in for a repeak. He's not spotting anybody out just yet. But they are there, up nice and close, and now he's going to spot them coming in. Fancy manages 1, Sus for 1 as well. He's going to back off now and allow Fancy to do a little bit of the damage, although they're actually both regenerating the health, so Sus has to go out because he has got the higher HP of the 2. Dins and Blues looking to take this site, but Dins, he waits a little bit too long, so Fancy is able to regen all of his health now as the push comes in. The MP40 going to try and connect the kill, but it's the leader to help him out as Blues last alive, 1 versus 4. With 10 seconds left, it's time to go find a nice little safe corner and cry the rest of the round away.
Yeah, 2 in a row now for Endpoint. Let's see if they can continue on with this. The Axis side where we'd expect them to pick up the majority of the rounds. But we know they are very capable on the Allied side as well. They've showed us that they showed us that rather on the previous match, even if they did end up losing it. It was close in the end. bit more. I'm looking forward to seeing what this lineup can do with more practice, honestly, once it actually comes towards the major. That's as long as they qualify, of course, but plenty of shots to do so. You can't really imagine they don't qualify, even if they don't make it here. In this one, that is. Good work by J Money, opens it up. He's on the car 98. And that's what you like to see, Mitch. And that's exactly why. Already one kill to be found. Although Samuel going to find a pretty quick trade onto the leader. So almost instantly brought back down into a 4-on-4. Which, as we've said before, does tend to favor the Allied side.
Yeah, it does indeed. Especially as they're so spread out right now, they're not committing over towards one particular site. But slowing it down immensely. This might not be the best decision to split one. They've only got one player on B. That's Dins. He'll be going in alone. As Blues, Samuel, and Strove. Here we go. Dins actually, he's faking it. I thought he would have been lurking, but dropping the smoke there. It's now apparent that it is going to be a fake as he gets taken down. Indeed, it does work. That was a risky play, but it works out. J Money rotating over, leaves Supreme all alone on the side. He's going to be able to pick up one with the Tommy gun, but now his position being known. That could make things risky as the push comes up. He's got the Tommy gun in hand, and 1-2. There it goes. As he picks up the 2K on site. 3-3. Perfect weapon for that close range fight.
Suddenly it's 3-3. Another buy at least going to be allowed now from the Mayas. It's all about just grinding out those rounds, as we've said before as well on the Allied side. If they can reach 5 or 6, they'll be happy enough. The more the merrier, though, of course. You want to make it as easy for yourself as you can once you swap over to the defense, which of course is not a guaranteed win either. Teams can really get rolling on that Allied side, especially if they can just get all the weaponry they want. Right now, though, looks like the approach is going to be over towards that B-bomb site. Fancy and Sus, they're set up to try and hold this one down. Smokes have been placed. Fancy looking to be the first point of contact. Sus playing a little bit more passively.
The bomb goes down on B, but lots of Axis members left alive as Endpoint are going to be looking to get this retake. The shot's not quite hit by the leader. But Supreme is the one to open things up. He grabs the player towards A. Now it's only the B site that's got to be worried about J Money missing his shot there on the car 98K. This movement now comes in towards the B site. The time is ticking away. 24 seconds. 1-for-1 trades. That's looking up for the Axis. Blues gets lit down low. The leader finishes them off as it's all on the Dins. He's been spotted. Tommy gun in hand. Finds one kill. 12 seconds. The time is ticking away. They drop in a smoke. He manages one kill. Now it's only the defuser left. Firing away the shots. He doesn't know that it's... Oh, now he does because the shot's being shot away. He knows that it's not being diffused anymore. The bomb actually ends up taking down the leader in the end. And a fantastic round from the Allies to pick that up. That really could have went either way, Dean. I think it was maybe like... I don't agree with the decision there to face the last player. You've smoked him off. He's stuck in a hallway. And you've got a player diffusing. You have literally no time. If he gets off that bomb, it's all over. So as long as you can stay alive and cover him, it's all good. So hold a slightly wider angle. Make sure that if he tries to come out and get that angle onto the defuser, you take him out. But to actually over-aggress and just give him that kill where he can hold down the choke point and find the frag, it was a little bit unnecessary in my eyes.
Yeah, nice opening kill from Nielsk. Takes down J Money already. It's a nice find. He catches the aggression. And then attack again towards this B-bomb site seems to be the focus, as Steven look to try and split in towards it. There is Fancy, of course, up in the house, but he'll be taken down pretty quickly. Found one kill beforehand at least, but still the man disadvantage. Endpoint are going to have a pretty difficult time to work their way back into this round, and I was just about to say Niels coming in from behind is going to be the one that probably tilts this even further in their favor. Takes himself one. Allows for Blues to go ahead and take down the leader, who just had too many angles to try and focus on. As we can see, Supreme doesn't want anything to do with this round anymore. Just going to have to be a save. And we are going to see the Mayas take themselves 5 rounds already on this Allied side. And reminder for those who maybe weren't specking during the first map, they did take the victory over there as well. And the winner of this best of 3 they get that spot at the major. Loser, sadly, is going to have to come back next week and try again.
Well, like you said before, Dean, there are plenty of shots to qualify. And if you yourself want to qualify with a couple of friends or a team, make sure to head on over to the website. You can type in, I think the exclamation mark brackets will bring you to it. Exclamation mark bracket in chat. You can head on over to the Blitzkrieg. I think it's the plays.co.uk. And Blitzkrieg Masters page on there. You can sign up for next week's, I think the registration is open now for next week's qualifier. There'll be 4 more for the EU, 1 more for the NA. And then we've got a couple of wild cards going around, which will be inviting some teams that Bulkhead and some others deem are worthy to be at the major, but didn't quite qualify, whether that be scheduling or they just got unlucky in their games. 5-3.
I think you meant to say they were big noobs in their games.
Oh yes, that's the one. That they're terrible teams and don't deserve to be there, but we'll invite them anyways. That's what we're going for. 5-3. The Allies steaming ahead. In that last round, kind of destroying the Axis economy a little bit. They're going to be on Gewehr buys into this round. 1 Gewehr and 1 popcorn is all that's left. As Dins and Nielsk have had a field day with some kills.
Yeah, and 6-3 about to be the scoreline. The leader, nothing that can be done. He's pinned in on this B-bomb site. The Miser are just going to push him down, although it does allow for 1 kill to be found, but that's going to be it. Traded out immediately, 6-3, as we see double the scoreline now for DEMISE, as they did pretty convincingly already on this Allied side. The economy of Endpoint, it is okay. They are going to be able to get an investment into this round. J Money, I don't think he's going to have a Car 98 unless he gets a small donation. He does actually go ahead and pick one up. So, yeah, an okay investment overall. Supreme, he's happy enough to go for that shotgun most of the time. It allows for him to get a couple of nades as well into this one. And Endpoint at this point, ideally they want to go ahead and claim themselves the remaining rounds on this half if they want to be pretty happy. That's a good start. Supreme actually able to make that nade work. Takes down Strove, who was just spamming down middle early on. Time to give away his position, of course, and nade to follow it up to take him down. Nade's going to be also thrown out in return. Sadly, just a little bit too short to actually find the frag onto Sus. And the leader actually also been taken down extremely low.
Well, that opening up from Nielsk looks good for the Allies. They've now spread the defense a little bit thinner, but the only problem is that I think they already know they're making their way towards the A-bomb site. 2 players ready and waiting here, one of which is Sus, that we've already seen come in there with an STG kill. Money manages to find 1 deleter, backing him up as well. As the A attack is completely decimated, Dins does open up the B site, but the problem, something that faced Endpoint a couple of times, is that the bomb not in his possession. The best he can hope for here was to save over these weapons or find a 3K, but I think the saving is more likely to pay off.
Apologies, I think Mitch died and I was having a conversation with my mom.
So, fair enough. I was wondering.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, I mean, there was nothing to really say there. The save comes in. That's what we expect to see. The round swings in favor of the Axis with a really, really well played hold there. They get a good read on what's going on. J Money rotates over towards the statue. Deleter and Sus are on the side picking up frags, and there's nothing much that you can do about that. The 5v5 now going underway yet again. 6-4 the scoreline as DEMISE trailing behind a little bit in the last couple of rounds. Endpoint's starting to look a little bit better. A really solid hold in the previous round. Supreme going aggressive over towards red, manages to find a kill. The problem with this position time and time again is how to actually get out of it. And actually, hold on. Look at Nielsk. He's made his way all the way over the car, not being checked.
How has he done this?
See, Supreme got aggressive towards red, and Sus this... Oh, no, Sus isn't looking! They knew he was in spawn, and Sus wasn't even looking at spawn. Niels comes in and finds a second kill on the flank. Strove takes out Fancy, and that's a textbook way to lose a round.
Yeah, by not communicating, apparently.
You would not expect to see that coming out at this level, Dean. I mean, it's bad enough that he makes it through. Like, Sus is changing position, so they should know, okay, Coast is a little bit risky this round. Supreme is in red. He's not watching the site.
What is this game?
You know what happened there? Samuel sawed a boat in half, and he didn't have any flex tape to put it back together. I'm stretching it as far as I can. If you guys haven't seen the John Tron flex seal, go look it up on YouTube after this game, of course. But yeah, I mean, even with Samuel pulling a stat right there, it's a little bit, upsetting to see that. Sus is holding a different position. Supreme's gone aggressive in red. They know nobody's watching Coastal. That just allows Niels to walk straight down Coast, walk around the side, come up behind, grab the kill on the broken wall. That's one mistake. All right, they've made a mistake there, and they get punished for it. But then to allow him to just walk into spawn, Sus still holding towards connector, despite there's another player there. I don't know if he was boosted up. I didn't actually see it. I watched that on the minimap, but he wasn't even looking towards spawn. They know there's a player there. It's just mind-boggling. And like you said, Dean, just a lack of communication.
Yeah, that was just a blunder. That's not mistakes you can be making at this level. It really isn't, especially when you're playing for such a reward. That spot at the $50,000 major, the first major of its kind, the battalion. You get to go to Amsterdam, or rather, just outside of Amsterdam. Already, Blue is going to be able to open this up. Takes down J Money. Sus going to be playing around the corner. Nice shot. Crisp indeed with the Goer. Spins around, sadly not going to find a second, meaning he will be taken down, and as Fancy falls on the bomb site, we see DEMISE yet again just completely opening this one up. Nielskiven goes ahead and doubles down, leaving Supreme all alone. I think he's gone ahead and just gonna try and save this one again. Not really any other option, is there? The bomb being planted. 8-4. That is going to be the scoreline for DEMISE already. And as I said before, it was a 16-13 victory, I believe, on that previous map in favor of DEMISE. So they claim this one. They have that spot at the major, and Endpoint, as we said, are going to have to go ahead and try again next week, and maybe the weeks afterwards if they aren't successful then either.
Well, Supreme finding himself in that save situation yet again. He's got to be getting sick of that. With 8 rounds already on the board on the Allied side, and we know for a fact Endpoint are stronger on the Axis at the moment, which I would kind of put down to... I wouldn't put it down to anything on an individual level. It's just, quite simply, they haven't done a whole lot of practice together, if any. And so, excuse me. Yeah, this is where they need to clock up those rounds. They've already lost the half, but let's not lose the second one. If they can take it 8-7, it's just 3 more rounds. They'll be looking a lot better. And if it ends up at a 12-4 scoreline, that'll be pretty difficult to come back from. 12-3, of course. 11-4. God damn it. God damn it.
God damn it, Mitchell.
Maths, guys.
Not anymore. Maybe you should just look at that. Let's see. Delete are getting aggressive. Finds a lot of damage. Receives it as well, rather. So has to be cautious now. Nade going in as Delete just about hangs on for life. That was very close indeed. This is a very aggressive stance right now from Endpoint on that defense. They pushed a lot of players up close on mid. Problem is, Sus was also trying to aggress towards the B side of the map, and too many players for him to handle means he will go down and leave a bit of an opening now. Fancy will at least be able to find one quick trade, but his position now known. As long as we see DEMISE stick together and try and find this trade, they will put themselves in a good position. Din's going alone for the moment, though. It's a frame at 1, so things actually looking pretty good for Endpoint. Dins eventually does find that frag that he's been working for quite a while. And now it's a 3-on-3 with 35 seconds remaining for them to get onto one of these bomb sites. Deleter, he's been tagged up so many times in this round, but he just manages to survive every time somehow. But of course, as I go to say that, it's the headshot that comes in. No way you're surviving that, bro. J Money trying to hold it down. The bomb's going to be planted. He'll be dropped by Dins. And 9-4.
And look who's
likely.
last alive
He's
yet
always
again.
supreme. He is that A defender, and right now B is just being completely abused.
Yeah, for sure. It's not that he's baiting anybody. It's simply that he's on the wrong bomb side every time. As DEMISE, they're going B, and you can't blame them for that. I mean, why wouldn't they? The one thing I'm surprised to see, though, is that he's not going aggressive. And consistently, DEMISE have been taking things towards B late round, and we don't see any flanks coming in from Endpoint. Such a crucial role that we see a lot of players actually going for over in Budapest. We saw, of course, I think the ones that stood out the most, Kostya and Sam, always going in for those flanks on Comrade and Penta. And right here, we're not really seeing that coming into play as much. Of course, Niels there showed the impact that a flank can really have in the previous round where, I mean, it wasn't even a particularly good flank. It was the first kill justified, and of course, as we said, the second one just not that good. Miscommunication, that's all. 9-4. 2 more rounds left to go. I'm not feeling it right now for Endpoint. I think this is DEMISE taking the map. I think the comeback is going to be just a little bit too hard on the Allied side where they haven't been favored. I'd be surprised. Although at the same time, this is DEMISE's map pick, so maybe it's their Allied side that things really shine through for them. Who knows?
This round going okay for Endpoint, though. Yeah, I found 3 kills in comparison to the 1 that came in by Blues. The bomb. Where will they try and take it? Looks like it is going to be focused over towards A. Nielsk actually finds that quick kill as well onto Sus. And Strove, okay, he's coming in from behind. If he gets this kill on Fancy, this round could really fall apart right now for Endpoint. The A bomb site is completely open. Strove going to be able to just, well, stroll onto that bomb site. And he's jumping around, has to be cautious, of course. He doesn't know that it's open. Not cheating like some people.
We won't say who. It's a top level secret. Well, Deleter and J Money. They got to take this retake, and they really have to. 10-4 is going to be the scoreline. If they don't, a bomb ticking away. Oh, here we go. Deleter found one. He spotted out the other player towards the back of the side, but Strove pops up and finds the kill with the Tommy gun. A weapon that I feel, anyways, is a little bit superior to the MP40. And cheaper. And the Allies have more access to economy. Hey, it's balanced if you don't think about it. With 10-4, only 1 round left to go, and the Allies will still have a lot of money left over as this round kicks off.
Yeah, this round's pretty crucial. Big difference between 11-4 and 10-5. So, Endpoint, they need this one. And even then, it's going to be a long road ahead for them to try and pull it back on that Allied side. Blue's in a nice position once that smoke begins to fade. Runner J Money actually did reach safety behind the wall. So, for the moment, he should be looking okay. Kill's been found by Sus and J Money. Blue is trying to take the fight up against Fancy, but it's not really going to go in his favor as of yet. Oh, and actually, he's been pushed down as well. Really good teamwork right there. Fancy pushes up. That forces him to go ahead and try and make his way down the steps where, of course, there was a player waiting. Dins finds that trade, at least, but 2-on-4 now. Bomb going to be planted on that B bomb site, but a very difficult task for him to try and actually just hold this down.
Hey, look, at the moment, Endpoint are fighting in this. They need to win this round. DEMISE, this is just a bonus. This is just one more feather in their cap, so to speak. Like, if they can pick this up, they'll be set up so well for the next half. They're already set up pretty well. And they're going to have to make do with how they are. 10-5, a really strong Allied side. If the scores were flipped, and it was 10-5 to the Axis, you'd still say that they did okay on the Allied side, but DEMISE having already that one map advantage. They're showing dominance here throughout the last half of the previous map, and indeed, well, not even the last half, the last 3/4 of the previous map, and indeed throughout this. I'm going to be surprised if Endpoint can pull this back, but hey, we saw DEMISE do it on what was a much worse scoreline. They were down 10-1, 9 rounds behind, and they managed to come back into it from there, so I wouldn't count Endpoint out yet. But if DEMISE do manage to pick this up, it's just a repeat of the LAN, really, where they came third and did a really solid job. And we are showing the same level of competence here so far. 4v4 as the trades come in, and it looks like B is going to be hit.
Ooh, not looking too good for Endpoint right now, being completely torn apart. Din's able to find himself a couple of kills pretty quickly from the steps, make it 3 in total, living up to his name. Din's 3k. Apologies once again, my mom came in. She's making dinner. She wanted to know how many chops I wanted.
Oh, I'm eating dinner right now.
Oh, what are you eating?
A burger. Burger and chips.
Leaving mine on the desk, on my desk until we finish. So yeah, I'm professional, Mitch.
I can multitask. I think that's why everyone always says I'm basically a woman. Yeah, I'm pretty sure that's it. Dark starving to death, though.
That way you don't get paid for casting.
I'm pretty sure, though, that's actually like a direct opposite of, like, I'm pretty sure Pansy used to get paid twice as much to cast shit because she was a woman. But, you know,
that's
hey,
just because she's good.
better than Machine. I don't know.
I really like Machine as a caster.
Yeah, I love Machine as a caster.
He's more of a host now, but he's a good caster.
It makes me sad. I really want to see him.
12-5.
Indeed. A quick round.
Yeah, not looking too good right now for Endpoint. Looking like they, as we said before, may have to give this qualifier another go. As they can pull off an amazing comeback.
Yeah, it'll have to be a very good comeback indeed. Down 7 rounds, but that's not really even the problem. It's how close DEMISE are to taking this victory. Oh, a little bit further away now. As J Money eliminates the head of Niels. Fancy gets let down low, but just about survives. But Strove has no idea that Sus is about to come up behind him and give him a back massage, but he's figured it out. A little bit too late.
I wouldn't say that was a massage, Mitch. I don't know what sort of rough hands you deal with, but... Din's right now. He's in towards the broken wall. Sus hoping to spam away and find the frag, but it's not looking too likely. And of course, the bomb being dropped makes things extremely difficult for the remaining Endpoint players. They're going to have to try and retrieve that one. And of course, Dins and the Blues, both players have it locked down completely. And we can see in the chat, actually, the pause has been called for in this next round. So Endpoint realizing it's time to go ahead and get that tactical pause going. Is it too late, though? That's the question. Leader gets one. He will be traded out immediately, leaving now all onto Sus with just 25 seconds and 2 players to find. Almost catches Samuel off guard. He just about escapes with his life. Perhaps can retrieve this bomb, but getting into the site is going to be a very difficult task indeed. He needs to basically sprint at this point. Is he going to be able to make it? I don't think so. It's a close one. He may actually have it. Oh, problem is a player comes up, gets that 1 kill, but that's all he's allowed. 13-5. 8 rounds in the difference now. An 8-round deficit for Endpoint to try and overcome. Hopefully we have the pause being called, and we do indeed. That one's very quick. Was that you, Dark? Did you call that pause? Oh, you. Dark just contacted the admin to do it. Okay, that was quick.
13-5. It's definitely time for a pause. Better late than never, eh? 3 more rounds needed for DEMISE. They're looking strong. They're on the Axis side. have got that advantage of the economy building up for them. We already see STGs in deployment. Not a whole lot of nades coming out.
Yeah, we haven't really seen many nades being used so far in this series. Surprisingly enough.
But look at the amount of tokens they have. They have 11 tokens built up on the Axis side and no nades. Like, why?
I'm not quite sure. Look at this from Niels, though. Nice opportunity. Sadly, unable to find one from it. Quick trade to be brought in by Sus. And fancy to go ahead and claim one as well onto Strove. So, looking okay for Endpoint. They do actually get themselves a man advantage. They already have a player pushed up pretty close to that A bomb site. Being Supreme. Trying to utilize the shotgun. Currently no one on the actual site itself, although Samuel will be rotating into position, but gets caught off guard by Sus. James gets the one trade, but still, Endpoint looking good in this round. May finally be able to find another. And with the leader taking down Dins, it seems like they will indeed, unless Blues can pull off an absolutely heroic 1-on-3. His position now also known, and Fancy going to be coming in from behind. I don't know if he's very aware of this. Sadly, with the pistol in hand, he won't be able to connect the shots quickly enough to do enough damage. So we see a 6th round, 7 more for Endpoint to go ahead and equalize the scoreline. And all DEMISE need to take the victory is 3.
Yeah, I don't think DEMISE are going to be feeling all too scared right now. They might even go for the eco, which it does look like they'll be taking out actually Gevaers on everybody. Excuse me. They'll be getting the loss bonus after this if they lose, and then they'll be able to get that full buy up. Things not going to be looking all too bad for them. Movement being made towards middle early on. Lots of smokes out. Strove up on top of the bomb site. Hasn't quite been spotted out yet. So finds a kill there onto Nielsk. Now Blue's actually getting a little bit aggressive. He's up on beside the market stalls in middle. This could make things difficult if Sus spots him. He's looking towards him, but he gets the jump on Sus. Fancy and J Money already fallen. Blues gets taken down from behind, but it might not even matter though, because it's only going to be Supreme left alive. And although he's a good player, a 1v3 while you're out in the middle of mid, it's going to be difficult for any player. 14-6. 2 rounds left to go, and just like that, Dean, the Allies' money has gone. Bang, and the tokens are gone.
Indeed, that is a heartbreaking round for Endpoint to lose. I think that might just be the game now. They have carbines coming into this one, but that's what they're limited to. After this one, they'll be working with a similar investment into the following if they are able to actually make it work now. Crucial for Endpoint. They have to be flawless from this point forward if they want to take it in regulation. And they may actually just be able to make it work in this round at least. An opening kill from the leader. Jay Money to follow it up with a headshot onto Blues. And actually doubles down as he drops Samuel and almost opens up this B-bomb site completely. There is still one more player in position being Dins, but he's all alone. He's being damaged down heavily. Nate goes in. Oh, and it actually does find J Money. That's unlucky, but now they know the position of the final player, so they can just run this over to A. Never mind, bombs down. But yeah, they should find the kill pretty easily.
Oh yeah, they will with the nade. Maybe not. He's low HP though, as the push comes in. 4 different players should see him. If Endpoint lose this, they need to retire. Oh no. That's awkward. Eventually the kill comes in. That got a little bit disorientating towards the end. But even with that round swinging in favor of Endpoint, the only thing it really does for them is secure them a better economy. But they still have a terrible chance. They literally have half the rounds of DEMISE, and DEMISE only need 1 more to secure themselves at least in overtime. And also you got to remember the comfort level of DEMISE right now. They're 7 rounds ahead, while Endpoint only have 7. They're also 1 map ahead, so if they take this, it's over. And if they lose this, hey, they got another map, Savoia. And that's pretty much
That'll be interesting.
Yeah, like at the moment, I mean, from what we know anyways, it literally could go either way, especially for these two teams that are so close, or at least appeared to be in the last map. This time Coastal's really swinging in their favor, and I can't help but think it's Endpoint's allied side over on Manor House just really let them down.
Sus has just actually walked onto the A-bomb site. Took a kill in the process as well. Bomb slowly going to try and make its way over in this direction, and in the process of doing so, the leader does actually take down Nielsk. So 3-on-3. Samuel, he's going to be spotted. Long range with the STG. The leader claims another. And suddenly things are looking pretty good for Endpoint. Although Blues has been able to get his way onto this A-bomb site now, and after previously being cleared out by Sus, they may not actually expect this one. Only has the popcorn gun, sadly.
Hey, it's catching on.
But yeah, oh, look at this. Yeah, they don't expect it. That's what I was saying. They weren't going to expect another player in this position after already being able to claim it. Blues gets himself on the bomb site. That was clearly a teabag, but I don't think he intended it.
No, I think that was unintentional. The nade there just delays them pushing up towards the side as Dins gets dropped, though. They only need to take Blues down with 12 seconds. It's possible. There's nowhere he can go to escape this onslaught. He has to land the kills, misses the spray down. Supreme takes him down. That's a round that was a little bit too close for comfort for the Endpoint side, but luckily it does end up in their favor, keeping their dream alive and closing the gap up. 6 rounds now between Endpoint and DEMISE. And DEMISE able to get a full buy into this one. No popcorn guns should remain. As Blues is sitting on 5, he does eventually buy up. He was starting to make me nervous. Getting the smoke in the STG. And again, I mean, look at this axis. They're not taking any nades. They haven't been a lot of the time as well. It's upsetting me, Dean.
It's strange.
No nades, no Karen 98Ks. It's like they don't want their advantage.
They had 5 tokens left.
Yeah.
Could have spread those out and got a couple of nades.
Maybe they know something we don't. Oh. Sus right now is looking to do what was done unto him, making his way around towards A, but unfortunately he's going to be flanked out by Nielsk, who pushed in through red and then made his way up behind Coast. Although the kill comes in for the leader, it is going to be a 2v4. Brought down to a 2v3, and now with the bomb plant coming in. No nades, of course, to deny that. He should be able to get that plow. No, his teammate wasn't covering him. Now Samuel claims a 2k. Oof. That's rough. 15-8. A total of 7 rounds in a row needed for Endpoint, which is a feat that they only managed on the first half of Manor House on their Axis side. Now on the allied side of Coastal, that challenge might just be impossible, Dean.
Indeed it may. It's going to have to be flawless to even send this one into overtime. And as we said before, even if they do claim this map being Endpoint, they still have to go ahead and try and take them down on Sylvia. Nielsk already opening this one up with a pretty quick nade on towards the leader. Man advantage already going in favor of DEMISE as the attack coming quickly onto this B bomb site. Blues is aggressive into the house. Will it be cleared? J-Money jumping across to clear out the back corner first instead. Gives the opportunity for Blues from behind to go ahead and strike. Finds one, but that's actually all he's allowed. But his teammates are still there to get the damage done. Nielsk able to find himself one. Supreme trying to get aggressive. If he went out that door, there was 3 players waiting for him. And that would have been risky indeed. But eventually he may be given the opportunity. But Samuel still wins the fight. And now it's all on to Sus. 1-on-3 is DEMISE. They're 1 frag away from qualifying to the major. And it's looking likely as they do indeed claim it. 16-8, a very dominant scoreline here on Coastal. As that new Endpoint lineup, we've seen hope, but clearly that lack of practice is something that is affecting them. They don't really have anything to fall back on when they aren't connecting their shots. And when you have Dins just going so massive, 28-13 at the end, it is going to be very difficult to just win out those aim duels and play fully off of your skill.
Yeah, indeed. Just a fantastic performance coming out from DEMISE. Overall, doing really well to claim the